Hello everyone. Today in this video we will fight against the atmosphere of our world around us as we do in every video of this channel, and today I just show up myself with headphones because I want to imitate the one of the member of the crew of the tank. It's of course a joke. Today I want to discuss one case, actually ongoing case, showing clearly that, as wise people say, greed is not good advisor, greed makes you blind, and greed will lead you to nowhere. Now, such an example on a very large scale can be seen as Germany, modern Germany, which for many years, by its own elite, which was really prone to Russian petro-rubles, later exchanged to petrodolars, petro-deutsche mark previously, and now petro-euro. They actually sold their own country and they sold energetic safety of the country, and they didn't diversify the supplies of very important resources like oil and gas to their homeland, because, as former Chancellor Gerhard Schröder, they were hoping to get some lucrative positions in Russian companies later. So we see that this disease is not only typical to the post-colonial elite of such poorer countries like Poland or some other formerly colonized countries, but of course the only difference between such countries like Germany and such countries like Poland or the countries I mentioned is only the scale of this phenomenon, this very negative phenomenon. And now Germany, being solely dependent on Russian supplies, they are now thinking how to survive autumn and winter, which will not be very hot, will be typical, and this will be challenging to survive it without needed resources. So I know socialists will always figure out some saving plan, some rescue plan and so on, but knowing life, there will be neither rescue no saving. It will be one big mess. But this case shows you how being short-sighted, how being greedy, and how being really stupid because of this, how it pays back in the not so distant future. Many people were saying that maybe the sources of energy should be diversified, but of course they were then called to be Russophobe, racist, whatever, or simply biased people. Now, as always, it turns out that these biased people were right, but I feel no pity for Germany and their elite, because this blindness they expose towards Russia and this romanticized view of German-Russian relationships they have from the Bismarck era is simply something that cannot be accepted and cannot be explained. There is another saying I really like that tells us that one always pays for his or her own stupidity. And this is true. Now the Life issued a bill for Germany, equally for their elite as well as for their people, who in some sense very much supported and still support this elite. Of course there is some manipulation like in every democracy, but Germans are really obedient people, really tamed people by the government, and they want to be tamed, they want to be obedient, so now they will pay for it, and winter will be long and cold. We will see how it will go, but this is good lesson that shows us that one should avoid two things: monopoly. I know socialist regimes introduce monopoly, that's why big business loves monopoly, and now especially it's additionally dangerous because the owner of the big company is separated from the manager who is ruling this and increasing the profits. We had the example of the madhouse with pharmaceutical companies and this last madness that lasted for last 2 years. that managers were doing everything, even destroying economies and people's life to increase the profits, because owners are separated from their companies and they don't care, they only live from their own shares, and the exchange manager who doesn't increase the profits of the company quickly enough. So that's why pathology and bribing the politicians for getting more and more monopoly and more market still grows, and pathology is swelling. So what will be the end? The end will be one big disaster, like always with socialism and so on. So we are living in interesting times. I would like to wish you a lot of health, patience and luck. All the best, my dears.